How's it going, everybody? This is Martin Stokes here.
And this is Dean Scurry.
I am a traveller.
And I'm a countryman.
Welcome to A Traveller
And a Countryman podcast.
So that one, that's slang. That wasn't a slang word, Dean. Where here, leave it out. You do. You're the Irish guy. You're the countryman. You do it.
Here, leave it out.
Here, leave it out.
Leave it out.
Do you know where that came from?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
There was a girl from down in Sheriff Street. She was in town and she's seeing someone getting the bleeding.
Someone was fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
So she shouted over, here, leave it
Right
out.
across O'Connell Street.
But it went viral.
I know, that's right.
She got booked for gigs and all.
Serious?
She'd go into...
But did she leave it out?
She left it in. He left it out.
Was
hey.
Yeah, but
So she'd be booked into gigs in town and all, into nightclubs.
where was she from? Sheriff Street?
She's from Sheriff, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen the clip of her where she was standing across O'Connell Street and two lads were fighting the far side.
Yeah.
One lad was getting the worst of it and she shouted at the other lad, here, leave it out.
But honestly, like,
it was good.
There was people paying out to go into town and all, into nightclubs.
Just to hear that word.
Get on the microphone in the middle of a nightclub, you know what I mean? Everyone's dancing.
But it was a real old Dublin word, wasn't it? A real Dublin voice, huh?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
So, welcome back, episode 9, A Traveller and a Countryman podcast. Can you say that?
Welcome back. Sorry,
say it in a way that's like a bit of energy.
A bit of energy. Welcome back. No, I can't, honestly. I need to give me a bit of a jump start there, will you, please?
Boom.
I told you today I'm very lazy this evening.
So, welcome back.
Yes, to our latest podcast, episode 9.
Episode 9. Welcome back, episode 9.
This is Martin here.
This is Martin Scurry and Dean Stokes.
And together who are we?
Two dopes.
Yeah, two Egypts.
So welcome back, episode 9, A Traveller and a Countryman podcast. What have you been doing? What are you up to?
I haven't got a clue what to talk about tonight.
Have you not?
No, honestly. But I told you earlier on, give it a kickstart there. And we'll find something to talk about, yeah?
So I was thinking of a new segment we could do called Sayings, Slaggins and Superstitions.
Yes.
Can you say that?
Sayings, slaggins and superstitions.
Sayings, slaggins
that was
and
easy.
Superstitions.
Did you actually have to rehearse that?
I'd say sayings,
slaggins,
slaggins and superstitions.
And superstitions, yeah.
Very good. So, kind of came from the slagging episode where we done, and we were talking about the N word and the K word and all that type of stuff.
Well, I was slagging you, was that?
You were trying to slag me.
Funny enough, you were the comedian and I didn't get much out of you. Are you going into shock there? You okay, Dean? Dean, wake up.
I hear. Leave it out. Stop talking show, Martin. So, saying slaggins and superstitions, like so here's another place where it came from. You had a mobile phone and you were listening to it at your ear with no earphones. And I said, why don't you use earphones? And you said, I don't use earphones because... And you explained something about radiation or something like that.
Yeah, well, there is radiation in mobile phones.
Right.
You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't see why you wouldn't use earphones.
Why you would use them or wouldn't use them?
Either. Why you
I wouldn't use them, no.
You wouldn't use earphones?
No, I know they can get to the earphones today with their Bluetooth, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know lots of lads that use them.
Right.
But the earphones with the cable on them.
But like I've earphones here doing this podcast on my head with a cable.
Yeah, but you're not connected to a phone, are you?
I'm connected to a laptop.
Is there radiation in a laptop?
As much radiation as there is in a phone. Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe you're just a tickhead, are you?
Yeah.
You look like that anyway.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, that you reckon that there's loads of radio waves and different types of frequencies being emitted from a mobile phone.
Yes.
But it's at your head when you're putting it at your head.
The phone
listen.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will use the mobile phone for very little time if I'm not on.
Man, you're never off the phone. You're worse than me.
No, come on, you're exaggerating there.
I'm contradicting myself.
You're contradicting yourself. I will use a mobile phone for maybe a couple of minutes. If the call goes on any longer, I'll just either switch it off till I ring you back, or I'll jump into a car and I'll use or wherever it might be, I'll find a quiet spot and I'll use the loudspeaker on it. So one thing I will do, if I put somebody on a loudspeaker, not like you, I will tell them.
You'll tell them,
I'm putting you on loudspeaker here. Because I'll tell you why, I do get headaches with the mobile phone. And years ago, I couldn't use a mobile phone at all. I did when they came out first. Well, whenever they came out, but they were probably a couple of years out.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever got a mobile phone, I used to get bad headaches, very bad headaches.
Because you were talking shit all the time.
Well, yeah, well, I'm still doing that. I don't get headaches now. I'm not using the phone. Anyway, I put the phone to my head and a couple of minutes probably. Well, when I say a couple of minutes, maybe you could be using it for 10 minutes and you wouldn't probably realise it. And next I'd get bad headaches within a half an hour.
So do you reckon that's from whatever?
I did not use a mobile phone for about, no exaggeration, for about 6 or 7 years, probably more.
And you reckon that was from whatever radio waves or frequencies were being emitted from the phone?
Let's say I didn't know what was causing it.
Okay, and you thought it was the phone?
No, it was the phone. 1,000,000% the phone. 1,000,000% the phone was causing it.
All right. A million's not a percentage.
Well, I'm telling you now that's my word to use for it.
1,000,000%.
Let's say I'm 100% certain, right?
Yeah.
That the mobile phone caused headaches, very bad headaches for me. Now, I at the time I needed a phone.
Yeah.
So I had to start using basically landlines, and people were just sick of landlines, trying to get rid of them, best I put it. But on the other hand, I stopped using the phone completely.
And the headache went?
For about, no, I still have the headaches, but there's other reasons. There's other reasons.
What other reasons?
That never goes away.
Oh.
But the mobile phone,
yeah,
I stopped using it for about 6 or 7 years.
Right.
Yeah. And when I did get back to using the mobile phone, I was always on the loudspeaker.
And now you won't use earphones. You won't put earphones in the mobile phone.
If they're connecting to the phone.
Yeah.
Not for even for a minute I wouldn't do it.
And so where did you get that from? Did someone tell you that?
I got that from me.
So you just went with your with the degree you have in electronic engineering and computer science.
Wow. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Thing about it is, if say if I was to use headphones,
yeah,
it's like an antenna.
Yeah.
Why are they plugging antennas into the back of a TV if it's not sending signal? Okay, if
it's receiving signal.
Yeah, no, whatever. Let it go whichever way it's going. Right. Thing about it is, the mobile phone with the
earphone.
Yeah, but with the cable on the earphones.
Yeah.
You push into your phone. It's the same thing.
You could have a point there.
It's sending frequency.
Like I've done computer science, but I didn't do much engineering, electrical engineering. If anyone out there has any info on whether or not in mobile phones, earphones are acting as an antenna and bringing in or releasing signals, and if they're in your ears, does that go into your brain?
But the thing about it is, it's only people who use them now. Does anyone use headphones now clipped into the phone?
Me.
You do?
Yeah, all the time.
And do you get headaches?
No.
Right.
I only get a headache from listening to you.
Maybe you're too dumb to get a headache, are you?
Very good, man.
Probably getting headaches and you don't know what it is, do you?
So I'm putting that under like superstitions or myths because you don't know.
No.
That's not facts. It's not facts.
For me, it's facts. I don't need any.
Just because you believe it doesn't mean it's facts.
I don't need some American doctor to research this for me because he doesn't know what's going on in my head, does he? I know what's going on in my head. I use a mobile phone for too long. Even now today, if I use a mobile phone for too long, my head completely will genuinely pain me, one side of my head. So why would I say something like this if it wasn't true? Come on.
I don't know. I'm trying to suss it out. But
You sound like you don't believe it, right?
I kind of don't believe it. I reckon it's just something you picked up from somewhere.
I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to advise you. That's all.
Yes, you're my consigliere, are you? This like the Godfather or something.
Yeah, you're not paying me to tell you this story, are you?
So that's that one. Yeah. So sayings.
By the way, Dean, if I have any more stories to tell you, I won't be sugarcoating them. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to just tell them as it is, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So basically, that's the mobile phone.
So
anyway, what made you ask that question?
Because I'm interested in sayings, slagans, and superstitions because I just find them funny, like mad stuff. Like I was away on a boat trip for a week.
Yes.
And there's just loads of stuff that I picked up from the boat trips, like the phrase "freeze the balls off a brass monkey."
Yeah,
came from sailing.
Could you be careful with the language there, Dane, if you don't mind?
Freeze. Here, you're the one who's always cursing.
Just a little back.
freeze the balls off a brass monkey came from
Dean,
sailing.
That's an old one. You wonder coming up with something better than that.
Yeah, but where did it come from?
You said it came from sailing.
Yeah, but how did it come from sailing?
How did it come from sailing? Probably the fishermen out in the freezing cold. Obviously fishing, is it?
No, because there was this thing at the bottom. So they had cannonballs, and the cannonballs went down this little holder, and at the bottom of it, so it come out of the holder. Yeah.
Yes.
When it was cold, they had this little thing called a brass monkey. It was called a monkey, but it was made out of brass. And when it got cold and it expanded,
Yeah.
the balls would fall out. So that's how they would know. So we were saying, if the balls fell out, they'd say, that's so cold, it would freeze the balls off a brass monkey.
Brass monkey, yes.
The brass monkey was the name of the little thing that would hold the balls at the bottom of it.
Are you actually talking about fishermen here?
Like back when they were using cannons and all the types on boats, on
So
ships.
they were bombing up other stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. And this was obviously in the wintertime, yeah?
Well, in the wintertime, if the brass got too cold on this thing called the monkey, or the brass monkey that held the balls, if it got too cold, it would expand and the balls would fall out on the ground. And someone said, oh, look, it's so cold, it'd freeze the balls off a brass monkey.
Cut. Take two. We want something else.
You don't like that one, no?
No, it makes no sense.
The other one I heard was big wig. The other saying
Big
I heard
wig?
was big wig.
A head, proper wig, like, yeah?
Yeah. So who wears wigs?
Who wears wigs? I've seen you wearing one once or twice.
Here, you're the one whose hair's falling out.
I'm the one that needs one.
Who used to wear wigs years ago?
Dean, I don't know, seriously.
Well, so posh people.
Posh people used to wear wigs, yeah?
Yeah, do you ever see judges and all wearing wigs?
Well, the judge wears the wig, yes.
So years ago, right, you might be able to relate to this. People only wash themselves once or twice a year.
Yeah? Yeah, you into the meeting, yeah?
I'm only saying people used to wash themselves once or twice a year. You'd have a wash in May and then you'd have a wash in October. This is the way it used to be.
Yeah?
Yeah. Otherwise, they couldn't afford washes. There was no, hot water. There was no sewerage systems. People didn't wash all the time like the way they wash now. Like, I'd have a shower every day. People didn't wash every day. People washed twice a year.
Like, just simply wash twice a year?
If they could, they'd wash twice a year.
And was that be like, say, the settled community? Like,
This was before the settled community, before travellers. This is 1700s.
Because I was going to say, if it was, you have a cheek talking about travellers, haven't you?
this is 1700s, years ago.
Yeah.
So people would wash twice a year.
Right.
Yeah. And
I think that's hard to believe because it sounds very silly, like, seriously.
Yeah, but that's what would happen.
But didn't water always exist, like, whether it was hot or cold or taps or there was always water there?
That's the funniest thing.
Why the heck did you not wash yourself?
They didn't water always
You just
exist.
decided to wash yourself twice a year.
Yeah, but a proper bath
and the
with,
water was there.
bit of soap, hot water.
So you're saying that there was no soap, I don't know.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But even if you didn't have soap, could you still not wash yourself? No.
With what, like?
Well, water.
Yeah, but cold water, you know
So
yourself,
what?
cold water
Who's
doesn't
afraid of
wash it
something-
really, you know what I
Come
mean?
here, who's afraid of a sip of cold water?
So
I know the travellers are not, that's for sure.
not anymore.
What?
Not anymore. So big wig came from. So here's what happened. They'd wash themselves twice a year to save themselves getting lice. and all.
Right, yes.
Men would shave off their heads, and the women would
And wear a wig.
Listen for a second. And
So
the
I'm
women
trying to
would
listen.
and the women would wear nets over their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, to save them getting lice. So if you had money, you could afford a wig, and the wigs were made out of wool.
But if you had money, would you not buy shampoo and soap?
There
and
was
give
no
this as a wash?
shampoo and soap. This was like before shampoo and soap was invented.
Are we going back how many 100,000 years?
Like, not 100,000 years, a couple of hundred years, the 1700s, the 1800s.
That's hard to believe, Dean, honestly.
Why is it? Should we had a famine in this country in
Well,
18...
famine is shortage of food. But there was never a shortage of water, was there?
No, but there's a shortage of... They hadn't... Let's imagine they hadn't invented washing powder and shower gel.
You still have water.
Yeah, but...
Did you just come up with this yourself, Dean?
No,
story?
so this is the history of the phrase big wig.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen. So the women wore a net, the men shaved their heads so they wouldn't get lices, and if you had money, you could get a wig made
Right.
out of wool, and you put that on your head.
Yes.
Okay? To cover up your scabby looking head.
Right.
Even like the kings and queens and all done this. Back then, they all had all types of diseases, dysentery and tuberculosis and bleeding, the monkeypox and whatever else was going around. Yeah,
Yeah.
all types of stuff.
Just
So,
because they didn't wash themselves, is that it?
washing yourself wasn't a big thing. They'd wash themselves twice a year, Martin.
Yeah.
May and October is generally when people wash themselves. Back to the story. If you could afford a wig,
Yes.
you were considered posh.
Right.
So, what did you do with your wig? If you had your wig on for 6 months.
Is that why they call it today a posh wash? Do you ever see the
Oh,
car?
very good.
The car washers.
So what if you had a wig on for 6 months? What did you do with your wig?
I wouldn't. I'd be dumping it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but you couldn't afford more wigs. They were very expensive.
Sure, but if you couldn't wash your head and you had to shave it, sure, of course you're gonna dump
It's like talking
and
to a
after,
child.
Yeah, and after 6 months, you're wearing that wig. Of course you're gonna dump the wig. It's like shaving your head again. Get rid
They
of that
couldn't
wig.
dump them. They were too expensive. They couldn't get another one. There was nobody.
Yeah, but what good was it if you couldn't get nothing to wash it with?
So they couldn't wash them. That's the point I'm trying to make now. So they couldn't wash them.
So they're wearing a wig that they couldn't wash.
Yeah.
What was if they're wearing their own hair that they couldn't wash?
They didn't have their own hair. They shaved their own hair off so they wouldn't get lice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You shaved everything off, all hair, so they wouldn't get lice. That's where the lice lived. You know what I mean? In like a little sweaty armpit or in your head or something like
I
that.
don't know, Dean. Honestly, I understand.
You
what
don't know
you're
because
saying,
you've no
but
hair.
I don't know.
I'll get around to this story eventually.
Because this is about 5 times you repeated now. You know that. So if anyone has listened to this, it's Dean Scurry that's talking. Yeah. You're the one that's doing the heading.
Say my
yeah?
second name again.
Dean Scurry. I know.
It's Scabby.
It's a hard name to make out.
Here's how they would wash, or here's how they would clean the wig. They would get a big loaf of bread. There was loads of bread.
Wow.
They'd scoop out the middle of the loaf of bread.
So this wasn't the time of the famine then?
This was before the famine. This was, say, in England in the 1700s.
Yes, go on.
You know, with all the big lords and all that.
Right.
They couldn't wash the wigs because they were made of wool. Do you ever watch a woolen jumper? If you want to clean it properly.
A woolen jumper, no. I don't really wash the clothes. She would more or less wash the clothes.
Who's she?
The missus.
The missus washes your clothes. You're a bit hairy now for your missus.
Well, look at that's how it is now. The woman.
Oh, is he? Yeah. 1700s.
By the way, the washing machine.
Washing machine, washing clothes. You got out of that one very neatly.
Yeah.
1700, you're posh. You shaved off your head. You don't want to get lice. You only wash twice a year. You have a wig on. You can't wash the wig in hot water because it'll wreck the wig. It's made out of wool. So you get a big loaf of bread. You scoop out the middle of the bread. You put the wig in the bread. Yeah. You wrap it up and you put it in the oven. After about 40 minutes or whatever, the wig that's in the bread in the oven is all heated up and it kills off any of the lice.
So they were making literally a wig cake or something, isn't it?
No.
Well, it sounds like you put a wig in the bread in the oven. What's it make?
Will you stop trying to make jokes and just listen?
Dean, I'm not joking. I'm serious.
So the wig is in the bread in the oven, heating up, killing off all the lice. You take the wig out of the oven, out of the bread, and the wig is all fluffy and big.
So do you eat the wig or do you put it on your head? What do you do with it?
That's where you get the phrase "big wig" from.
All right, yes.
Because they'd say, "Now, well done,
So
you
now
stuck with me."
So the wig is actually pumped up like a cake down the
Pumped
stage.
up, yeah, it's pumped up. It's all heated up.
Yes.
Okay, and they put it on their head, and they're walking down the street, and somebody would know that person is posh, and they'd call them. They'd say, "There's the big wig."
So how much time do you spend researching this thing? Because I'm telling you, you want to come something better than this.
Well, if you stop asking me
We're going to get
stupid
sacked.
questions,
I'm telling you, we're going to get sacked. Come on,
Martin,
find
if you
something better.
if you keep on interjecting,
Well, you're the one that repeats stuff 7 or 8 times.
that's because you're talking.
I was trying to tell you, Dean.
You're
Stop.
talking pony.
I'm trying to give you the eyes to stop, but you wouldn't stop.
So that's like a saying, big wig, brass monkey.
I don't know if anyone heard much about Big Wig now, to be honest with you. Probably just you.
No,
Dean.
but that's what you would say. Oh, here's the big wigs now. If
Yeah.
somebody was like the top man.
So basically, how would you use that word today? Would it be a rich guy or something like that?
Yeah, like if you had the CEO of a company, oh, he's the big wigs, or the big wigs are making decisions or something like
Yes.
that. You know what I mean?
Or probably still the judges or the
Judges,
solicitors, the
for
guards.
yeah. Who's the big wig around here? Who's the big judge or whatever?
Oh, yes.
So that's where he got it from. So that phrase stuck out throughout time.
So it's an old saying then.
Old 1700s when you were only washing twice a day,
Yeah.
twice a year.
Wow.
So there's another one that I was talking to you about. This is more like a superstition.
Yeah.
You told me when I was asking you, do you have any superstitions? So one of them that you mentioned to me was new shoes on the table.
On the table?
Yeah.
Well, I never said new shoes because I could never afford a pair. But the thing about it was, if you're any shoes, if you put shoes on the table, I wouldn't. I would be taking them off the table. Put it that way. For
Why?
instance, well, I'll tell you why. is this not a superstition? This is my belief.
Okay.
Now, not everybody might.
Well, some people believe in superstitions, but they are superstitions.
I don't think it's superstition. I think this one will be down to maybe a lack of respect for some reason.
Okay.
Now, saying that, I haven't seen a lot of people putting shoes on a table. You see, there's a thing there where, let's say, for instance, our Lord had his Last Supper on a table. So that would be my beliefs. Don't put shoes on top of a table.
What else other than shoes? Anything?
Well, the table's used for almost everything, but not the bottom of your feet.
But you're not putting your feet. You're putting your shoes.
Would you like my smelly runners on top of your face? So if you wouldn't
is that an offer?
If you wouldn't like them on your face, why put them on a clean table?
If that's what you're into.
Why would you put them on a table? Tell me that.
Yeah, but
come on.
You're saying the table is our Lord's table.
Would you put a hand on your head? No,
but it's not our Lord's head.
I'm not saying it's our Lord. Now, if you make fun of this thing, you're going to land yourself in some trouble. It's not about our Lord's table. I know a lot of people that would believe in the same thing. Don't put shoes on the table.
Yeah, but why would they all believe? Why?
Well, let's put it this way. I would have heard that saying years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Now I sound like I'm 150 years old, but I'm not going back that far. So then I asked the reasons why would you not put shoes on a table, and that's something that I learned. So I respect that.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, you haven't explained to me why you wouldn't put them. I
did explain, but you weren't listening, because I said to you, because our Lord had his Last Supper on. Well, it wasn't on the floor.
I know, but our Lord done a lot of stuff like.
Yeah, but that was one of the things.
He used the table.
We're talking about tables and shoes.
He used the table, so you don't put shoes on the table.
Yeah, he used it for the Last Supper. So therefore, I respect that, and I put no shoes on a table whatsoever.
What if we had a picnic for the Last Supper?
Not even for a second. But it's not about the picnic. We're talking about the shoes. You're slagging it out, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're talking about shoes, putting shoes on a table. We didn't say about putting a picnic on a table. The table was the topic, right?
Yeah, but
there you go.
Why shoes?
Because you asked me about shoes.
No, you're not.
You put a phone on the table, wouldn't you?
Jesus didn't have a phone.
No, but that's why I have no problem putting a phone on the table. You see? So therefore...
So you heard us saying...
Put a cup of tea on the table.
Yeah.
Whatever, a bottle of water on the table, a pen, a biro...
But not shoes.
A book, your laptop, that computer there, the equipment there, on the table. Everything, look, there's a table there, isn't there? So we're using tables for various things, almost.
But not shoes.
Not for shoes.
Why?
Have you seen shoes on top of tables? Come on, before you speak, no, you're going to think
I haven't really, but I'm wondering where it came from.
So where would you put your shoes? I don't know exactly where it came from, but I did hear that years ago that it's not right to put shoes.
But here's the point. There's loads of stuff that you heard years ago. Some of them you hold on to and some of them you drop.
Yeah, but that's why the things I dropped, I didn't believe in them.
Is there anything else like that?
Yeah.
Any other
But that's not a superstition. That's a belief.
Okay, for you it's a belief. For some
me,
people
yes.
It's a superstition.
Well, some people probably don't do it, or whether they do it or not. Maybe there's people that do put shoes on a table that don't know about it. But would you put shoes on a table where you're actually having your dinner or your breakfast?
No, but
because that wouldn't make no sense.
But I'd have no problem.
Sure, a thick Irish traveller wouldn't even do that.
But I'd have no problem putting a pair of shoes on a table.
On top of a table?
Yeah.
Like just for a couple of seconds or something like that, yeah.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Genuinely no shoes on top of a table. Honestly. Now, as I said, that goes back further than me. I'm not like that.
No, I know it goes back further than you. That's the point I'm trying to make. Where did it come from? Not everyone who says it. Here's a point. This is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, go on.
Not everyone who says it believes in God or Jesus or the Last Supper.
Yeah, well, see, I can't make people believe if they don't believe.
No, but some people believe it that don't believe in God. So they're not doing it because of the Last Supper.
No, that's right.
So why do you think that they're doing it?
They probably find it rude to put on top of a table anyway, because the table is used for eating or drinking from. So have you ever seen a table there with a little, like a little shelf underneath?
Right.
Some people use them for newspapers or whatever, remotes or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a pair of shoes in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have. Probably your old man sandals. So That explains a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So don't put the shoes. That's a superstition.
Come on, Dean. Look at anyway. If I didn't, it's not a superstition. It's a belief for me. But one way or another, even if a person didn't believe on these things, or if they never heard of these things in the past, right? Would you still put your shoes on top of a table? No,
I would.
you would.
Yeah.
I was guessing that you were stupid, but now I know you are.
What I find really interesting or stupid or thick or mad is
It's Dean Scurry.
that people still hold on to stuff
Yes.
like walking under a ladder. There's one.
Did you ever do so on the ladder?
Yeah.
I know lots and lots of people has that superstition.
Yeah.
And why did not walk under a ladder?
Because they say it's bad luck.
Have you ever been under a ladder? No.
Loads of times.
Did you ever experience bad luck?
Never.
Did the ladder ever fall down top of your head on you?
No.
Did your man with the painkiller drop down top
I'm not
of you?
talking about people who go, oh, that looks a bit risky, I won't walk underneath that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who go, don't walk underneath a ladder, and they get all panicky and all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the world is going to end if you walk underneath that ladder. Like, you're at the disrespecting every single person in the world if you put a pair of shoes on the table. Like,
No, not really. No.
Like, a black cat crossing the road
Yeah.
is the most terriblest thing in the world.
No, I wouldn't say you're disrespecting everybody in the world. Put the shoes on top of the table. That's my own. Probably my own thing. But what made it my own thing was because I did hear it years ago, and it made sense.
No, it's not your own thing, then it's somebody
No,
else's.
no.
What made it my own thing is somebody else told me.
Yeah, but did you ever take something and make it your own? How many fellas have took songs and made it their own?
Oh, good point.
Yes?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that one day? Your man sings that song, but this guy sings it better.
Yeah.
So he made the song his own. So there is things that you can take and make them your own, as long as it's not illegal or stealing or robbery. There's a lot of explaining into all these silly little things, right? But you bring the stupidity out in a conversation.
Yeah, I'm
or a
the
saying.
stupid one here.
You know what I mean?
On you, best. Yeah, fascinating.
So what else? What other stupid thing we got to talk about there, Dean?
So I was away for a week on a boat, and well, it was me mate's yacht. Now,
That the millionaire guy, it is. I asked him one day, I
one
said,
of them.
what's it like? I'm not going to mention his name because I don't know if he probably killed me to
he's
mention his
probably
name.
not a millionaire, like.
He is.
Anyway, go on. You're saying he
Now
is.
look at me, and you know he is.
Go on then.
But anyway, that's irrelevant to me or you. That doesn't pay my bills.
Yeah.
Okay? I said, I won't say his name, right? I said, what's the story? He said, I was actually slagging him. I said, what's the story? How does it feel like to be a millionaire? He said, just the same. He said, you have better choices in life.
Yeah. That's all it is. It gives you a couple of quid to have some extra choices. Like, you know what I mean? Sourdough bread as opposed to white bread.
Yes.
You know, or 4 holidays a year as opposed to 1 every 2 years.
A big yacht parked in Belfast.
Big yacht. So anyway, we went out on a boat trip. There was a few of us, and I've been on boats before. I've done a little bit of sailing before, but I was never on a yacht for a week. I was on the River Shannon on a little cruiser for a week,
Right.
which was one of the best holidays I ever done. But this was a yacht on the open sea, in the Irish Sea, for a week, going from harbour to harbour to harbour. And you learn loads of stuff. You learn, how to read the winds, which way you can go and can't go, depending on the wind. You also learn to slow down, chill out, because you're only going at like 5, 6, 7, 8 knots.
Yeah.
Which isn't really fast, and that's if you can go at all. So one of the days we were in this harbour, and we just had to chill out there for 2 days because
Because of the wind.
Because it was a bit of a storm off the Irish coast.
So you
the
couldn't
wind
go
was
out.
like 35 kilometres an hour, but there was gusts up to like 55 kilometres an hour. We don't have that much experience. Like, there was only him and 3 of us.
Yes.
We don't have that much experience. So if the shit hits the fan and we get a big gust of wind that's like 50 odd, 60 kilometres an hour,
We're in trouble.
you need to be able to react immediately, like milliseconds. He can't be explained to us, you pull that sail in and you let this one out and you do that. He can't be doing that in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to go out on those winds, I'm not saying people don't, but for us to go out on those winds, we would have needed a lot more experience.
Yeah, I imagine.
So we kind of just sat in the harbour, and it taught you patience. That's one of the things I got from it. Just chill out. Where do you think you're going anyway?
Did it not teach you not to go again? 2 days sitting in the harbour.
I'd love to do it again. And
Yeah.
I will do it again. Like, he was very accommodating. And I will do it again. And everyone we met was very accommodating. All the other sailors we met. And it was just a world that wasn't open to me before. Like, I would have known very few people who owned a boat or a yacht, and I'd know even less that would invite me to get on their yacht
like that
for a week.
Yeah. And tell me, did he have a lot of experience? And he must have.
He's got loads of experience. He owns a 50-foot, 60-foot boat.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Thing about it is, just because you own the boat, I'm not saying he doesn't have experience. He's a very nice man. I have to say that about him as well, right? But thing about it is, just because he owns the boat doesn't mean he'd have the experience. So what kind of experience did he have?
Well, he's part of a sailing club, and he's been out sailing, and he's had different sizes of boats.
So he's getting his skills from there, basically.
Yeah. You have to,
Right, one question I wanted to ask
little
before,
exams and all that as well.
that's what I was just thinking about. The one question I wanted to ask was, do you know when the winds got bad and you were harboured?
Yeah.
Did he sort of make that decision himself, or did someone have to radio him in to tell him this or what?
A little bit of both. He would have read the winds, explained to us, the different things. Like, we wanted to go, say, from Belfast over to Arran in Scotland. There's an island up there just off the Mull Kintyre called Arran. We wanted to go up there and hang up there and mooch around that part of Scotland. And when we were on our way up, he goes, look, the winds aren't with us. The wind is right on our nose, and he'd actually prefer the wind to be coming from the side. So the sails years ago pushed you along.
Yes.
Now the sails you kind of go at them from an angle.
Right.
And that's how the sails work. It's kind of like an aeroplane wing. It's curved.
So was there an engine in the yacht, yeah?
There was a bit of so they'd have to have an engine just in case.
Was one of these ones to pull on and off, they can take them off when they want to?
I think this one was built in, but there were other ones. There were smaller boats that you could take them on and off, and we had a small little dinghy at the back that had a motor on it as well.
All right.
And then there was loads of boats that had just engines.
The reason I asked that, because you said about the sails.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't have to use the sails.
You don't have to. You'd prefer to use the sails.
Yeah, but if you want to chill out and use the engine, like, you can just...
If there was a wind there, you'd use it. If it was too strong, you'd put the sails away and you'd use the boat. If it was too strong again, you wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because it's a fairly nice looking yacht, wasn't it?
It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's really comfortable.
Like, that's the reason I asked about the engine. I said, gee, there has to be an engine with this thing. It's an expensive looking thing.
Yeah, and then we seen some boats, like, so we'd pull into different harbours up along the Antrim coast.
Yes.
Now, if you haven't been to Antrim, if you haven't explored the Antrim coast,
The Green Glens of Antrim.
the 7 glens
Sorry,
of
you were
Antrim.
in the water.
Huh?
I said, sorry, you were in the water.
But we were on the glens as well. We got off and we went hiking and all that type of stuff.
very
If
good.
you're in Ireland or you're in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and you haven't explored Antrim, get up and go and have a look.
Yeah, but Dean, not everybody can afford a yacht. I won't be going there, my friend.
You don't have to get on the sea.
No?
You can explore the coast, you can drive, you can hike, you can cycle. But Antrim was stunning. And it's a part of Ireland that people in the south don't explore much.
Yeah, but Dean, you make it sound so good, but not everybody is into that sort of thing, like.
People are into travelling.
Driving, I'd rather be driving, like.
Well, you can drive. You can drive the Antrim coast. Drive up the Antrim coast, go and see the Giant's Causeway, go and see all different things. It's absolutely beautiful. So the reason I'm saying it is because we live on an Ireland that has been divided for the last,
Yes.
long while.
Yes.
And potentially in the next 10 years, we mightn't be divided. But there's a whole part of this country that people in the south don't explore.
Some nice places, all right, isn't there?
Unbelievable. I've been up there in cave systems and in valleys, in the sea. Unbelievable. And vice versa. There's places in the south that people in the north don't explore.
That's 100% right.
You know what I mean? Like we were talking to loads of people up there and we were saying, have you been down to Lahinch? Have you been down to West Cork? Have you been over to the Burren? Have you been to Howth in Dublin? And they were like, no. Loads of people we met in Northern Ireland who live there. They were going, no, we don't really explore Southern Ireland. And I just thought, it's kind of a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a waste that they would see that as almost a different country. So what I'm saying is, get out and explore your country.
It's actually a nice place, isn't it?
Where?
Howth.
Howth is stunning, yeah.
And it's only a couple of miles from us.
People in Dublin don't even go to Howth.
I know, that's right, yeah.
What I'm saying is, you live on a beautiful
island. You should try
island.
and get out to it, Dean, honestly.
Huh?
You should try and get out to it now and again.
You live on a beautiful island.
Yeah.
Regardless of the borders, go and explore it. The borders are only written down on pieces of paper in people's minds.
Well, you ever done around Kerry, no?
Yeah, I love Kerry, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I heard there's a few nice places around Kerry and all.
Have you been down?
I don't know, I've been in Kerry a few times, but I haven't been exploring it, like, you know.
That's something I'd
I went
love.
down once, twice to buy a car and I would hide to it.
Yeah, but you
But
wouldn't
I
hang
haven't
around.
been, no, I haven't been around. I haven't been literally.
Something I'm gonna throw it out to you. I'm gonna offer you my time to come around Ireland with me and have a look at some interesting places.
Dean, you're on your own. I'm married with a big family. Don't have that kind of time.
I thought you were a traveller.
I am a traveller. I'll be bringing a caravan with me, won't I, and my family.
I'll hire one.
How can I be a traveller if I bring the Countryman with me? Things that you'd be into, Dean, I wouldn't, seriously, I wouldn't be into all of that.
You wouldn't be into...
No, I'd rather just go off, bring the family off somewhere, chill out, whatever, book in somewhere, get a bit of food and that kind of stuff like that.
Booking somewhere where, like what?
It'd be more relaxed, and also, like, I wouldn't be one for going on walking around a mountain or walking around cliffs or stuff like that.
Would you not do Croagh Patrick?
Croagh Patrick, I done that. Yeah, we done that. We climbed the mountain.
There you go.
No, that wasn't just. That was like a pilgrimage thing.
Yeah. Did you enjoy any part
People
of it?
do it no, because you're struggling all the way up and then you're struggling twice.
So the idea of climbing a mountain doesn't. It's
like
not fun for you.
No, it's like a penance thing.
Any mountain.
Not any. I don't just climb any mountain.
Yeah.
I climb Croagh Patrick, but hundreds and thousands of travellers climb Croagh Patrick every year.
And they don't enjoy it?
No, I'm not saying they don't. They do enjoy it for one reason.
Yeah.
They get a benefit out of it. They get, how would you call it? Say, it's like a penance thing to do, right? So when they come down, they're feeling good then. They're feeling brilliant because they actually, and it is a big climb. It's definitely a long, long climb.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's not, you're not just, what would you call it? It's not just a walk on the park, is it?
Out of all of the hills or mountains that I've climbed in Ireland, I've climbed Croagh Patrick.
Yes.
It's probably one that I wouldn't do again
Why not?
because it's tough.
Well, then you see, thing about it is that's where the traveller comes in.
Yeah, the toughness.
Yeah, the traveller, I will do it again. And just, as I said, hundreds and
So
thousands.
you're leaning into the toughness and going on a nice relaxing holiday doesn't appeal to you.
Let's put it this way. If I said to you this evening, Dean, I'm going to Croagh Patrick tomorrow morning, that's it. I was going to Croagh Patrick and I was climbing it.
You made up your mind.
And also, it wouldn't be about how long it would take me to get up there and get back down again. That wouldn't be important to me.
Yeah, that wouldn't be important to me either.
Some people say, well, I went up in such amount of time and I got back down in such a time. No.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me.
I'm not interested in that part of it. I'm interested in just taking my time, going up there, and also, as a matter of fact, you're taking more time coming down because
it's harder coming down.
it's more dangerous coming back down.
Yeah.
So you have no choice to be that little bit more careful, like, you know what I mean?
So that's one of the
Then
points
you
I'm
don't
trying
want
to
to,
make.
you don't want to, what do you call it, if you're coming down, you don't want to get into a run, you know that?
Yeah.
And it's very easy to get into a run, then you're going to hurt yourself and hurt somebody else also. Because if you go into a run that you can't stop, and down the mountain, running down the hill or the mountain, and you bump into somebody else. Whoa, sure, seriously, you're talking
Especially
about
on that mountain because it's
broke up there.
It's granite, it's rugged. It's solid stone.
Well,
like.
it's all different parts of it.
I would say
I
the
know
majority.
you have that track now. We look from the distance, you see the track.
Yeah.
But it's made of all different types of everything, sure. 1 minute is all stone slipping under your feet. Next minute it's, as you said, granite.
Big boulders.
Next minute you might have a bit of soft surface, kind of.
Yeah.
Next minute you're on stone again. So it's all different the whole way up and down.
So one of the things I got from the sailing this was the main thing I got, I think. One was to lean into it, try and enjoy the bits that, you might find a little bit tough or whatever. Learn along the way. But patience was one of the main things. Having the humility to listen to people who had experience.
But Dean, but did you not find it quiet like at the same time, no?
Yeah, it was beautiful, very peaceful.
So you liked that part, did you?
Yeah, really quiet.
For a full solid week?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I think I know
we
lads.
brought a speaker along and we were playing Bob Marley and Van Morrison and
thank God
we were
for that,
singing
'cause
and dancing.
So
But
thank God for that because I wouldn't want to listen to you singing.
The quiet I don't mind at all. The silence I don't mind. I'll chill out. I brought my hammock along, so I had my hammock on the boat and all
Dean,
that.
they reckon silence is golden, but only for a little bit. Not a week of it.
No.
I know lads that hire out the boats to go fishing, but that's just for the day now. And
So being out there for the week wouldn't appeal to you?
definitely not. But I'm not saying I wouldn't to other lads. Seriously, I do know lads that's very fond of the fishing, and I can't say whether they would or not.
But we weren't even fishing. We were just
No, I
out
know
on the
you
water
weren't
sailing.
fishing. You were just chilling and, I said, chilling and sailing. But the longest I was ever on a boat was for 19 hours.
Was that a ferry?
That was a ferry to France.
You were going over on a pilgrimage. Another pilgrimage.
Another pilgrimage, yeah, over to, we were going to Lourdes. We went down to Lourdes. We drove from there on straight down to Lourdes. It was like 900 kilometres from the boat. First of all, the ferry was 19 hours. And the little cabins were only, very, very, very small.
You sound like you didn't enjoy it.
And I'm the worst. No, we enjoyed everything about it. But the thing about it was, going across in the boat, just a big fancy...
like a car ferry.
No, the luxury was in this because they had to have the luxury in because you're too long on it.
Oh, like so it was
too
like a
long on
cruise.
board. Well, yes, sort of in between there.
Yeah.
Basically, the little cabins now, very small. And then you had the big long corridor going for about, say 100, 120 feet. And I'm not the greatest, the bravest lad, the person in small areas, if you know what I mean.
In confined spaces, you get a
So
bit
what happened
claustrophobic.
was, that kind of way, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't go into a panic or anything, but I do get a bit that, you know what I mean, a little bit...
What if, like, without sounding weird, what if I turned the light on in here? Would the darkness freak you out?
The lights on or off?
Off.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about the darkness.
But the size of the space.
No, but this is fairly big though, like towards what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean?
So it's not the darkness, it's the size of the room.
Straight up, the cabins in the boat back there. I think they got a new boat since that. Because I made a few complaints.
But man, hold on, you live in a caravan.
Yeah, but the caravan was, the rooms are bigger.
In the caravan than this boat?
I'll tell you the difference.
No way.
I'll tell you the difference, all right? When we came in the far side, up the stairs, and I had to walk where our cabin was. We actually had to book 2 cabins at the same time because to let the boys in the other one, yeah? So you walk the whole corridor the whole way down. And this corridor was getting narrower and narrower as the more was going down, yeah? So we got down to the very end, and that was our cabin, basically, 2 of them together, yeah? But right beside that, I said, hold on a second, if I start losing air here, right, losing me, whatever, with breath.
Yeah, breathing.
Yes, I said, I have that distance to go, so I'm history, I'm done.
Oh, so you were thinking worst case scenario.
This all came into my mind, yeah? So where were they going to run to get fresh air, right? But thanks be to God, right next door to us, it wasn't actually a door, it was the stairs.
Yeah.
And I was relieved there and then. It's like, man, lovely. So
that's the exit.
Now I can find fresh air if I need it. But anyway, that's back in 2009.
So would you go into a cave?
No.
No,
absolutely not.
Why?
I just, as I said, I have that. It's like
man, I've seen you underneath cars.
Yeah, sure. I had no other choice. When you're hungry, you do anything.
Yeah.
Cars, I haven't got a problem with.
Underneath a car, like that freaks some people out. Like a car is like a foot off your chest.
Yes.
The whole weight of a car.
Yeah, but you have control of it, like, if you know what I'm saying. You have a car well jacked up and supported.
So what control of a cave would you need?
I don't know. There's something about it. You feel enclosed. Yeah, so you feel that there's no air in that area kind of thing. You know what I mean now? But
here, quick story. A brother of mine, I said to him, I just asked him a question, just to be awkward, right? And I said to him,
you're good at that.
Would you go camping on your own? And he said to me, no. And I said, why? He said, I'd be afraid of the big scary man.
Serious?
Or the big hairy man or something.
Ghost.
He said, whatever. And I said, what do you mean you'd be afraid of the big hairy man? He said, yeah. I said, you are the big hairy man. Like, so what have you to be afraid of? Like, and he goes, I'd be afraid of foxes or something like that.
Probably said if he's bigger than me, what happens?
But I found that interesting that he's a big fella.
I have a friend.
He wouldn't go camping on his own.
Some people like that, yeah.
Would you go camping on your own?
Is that a phobia?
I think there's a little fear in it, yeah.
Oh, there you go, fear, yeah. Well, a phobia is a fear, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
Would you go camping on your own?
Well, I as I told you, I have a fear of being in small spaces, like like the little cabins now.
Would you get into a tent?
Would I get into a tent? I've never... No, I can't say never. What I mean, you know them new camping tents?
Yeah.
Right. I've never really went camping in one of them, no. I know what you're thinking. I'm a traveller. I was brought up in a tent.
You were brought up in a tent.
But believe me, it's a long, long time ago. So I would have been like.
So would you
literally
go?
A baby in a tent.
If I gave you a tent,
yes,
dropped you at a field.
No, I'll tell you what I think.
Would you go?
No, I'll tell you where I've seen tents, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. When we went to Lourdes, yeah, as I said earlier on, we went stayed on all the trip all around Lourdes. We were 5 weeks altogether, gone completely. We went to Nevers, we went to Lisieux, we came up by Paris. We didn't actually go into Paris. We went all over France, literally. We put up in at the time I think it was 30. I'm not sure it was 2,800 or 3,800 kilometers or miles actually. In going all around France. Now, what I was getting about this, so I'm telling you this. We came back by England then.
Yeah.
And we pulled into a caravan park. I was going to say we moved into a
We'll stay here.
We pulled into a caravan park. And there was what do you call it? Say the caravans naturally, of course, and all the people with their tents out at the side of the campers and all. And then there was people with tents also, separately with their own pitches.
Yeah.
And it just looked beautiful to tell you the truth. Absolutely.
They're kind of bigger family tents.
Yeah, they're big fancy things, yes.
But my question is, a small 2-man tent, would you get into it?
Or
would that freak you out?
I probably would, because I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
If I got this thing over me, this phobia thing over me, I'll probably run straight through the side of the tent.
So do you have a phobia or a fear of small
places? As long as
places?
it was an easy way of breaking out, I have no problem.
Right.
But if you put me into
what do you think would happen?
Your ear, it's all about your ear, your breathing, isn't it?
And so, let's say you don't get the air that you require. What happens?
I told you I would tear the side of the tent and get straight through it.
Is there a real fear there?
I think, as a matter of fact, about lifting the tent completely, the tent is getting through.
Is there a real fear there?
The tent is getting through everywhere. But not a real fear, no. It's
Martin, you said you were sweating and all looking.
No, I didn't say I was sweating. I never used the word sweating.
Well, I'm saying
I was saying.
I visualised you and you were sweating.
Yeah, well, you got the wrong vision.
Panicking.
You got the wrong vision of me as
you were
always.
losing your breathing.
No, I wasn't losing my breathing. I said I had that fear that if I lose ear in here, where would I run to, kind of thing. I was thinking of this long corridor. You wouldn't make it in time. You probably collapse by the time you get into it. But thanks be to God, the stairs was this side. Relief straight away.
So if you think I can't get me air, what happens then?
Well, not getting air is not good. I don't know what you think of it.
No, it's
What's
not.
keeping you alive?
It's not.
I live air and water and whatever else. I don't know what's keeping you going.
So if you don't get it, what happens to you?
So the tents, anyway, you stop breathing if you don't get air. Are you okay? Are you supersonic or something? Am I talking to a robot or what is it? Or is it Dean Scurry?
Supersonic?
Are
you saying like bionic?
So that was the story with the
I love asking you questions where you get a little bit freaked out or shy or embarrassed or something.
So that's how that's how the tents come into it anyway.
Yeah.
Where you said, would I sleep in a tent? Of course I sleep in a tent, 1,000,000%. I'd actually love sleeping in a tent, you know that? I'll tell you where I'd love a tent now, right? I'd love a tent on there's nice big places in England, right? They're probably all over the world, but there is some nice places in England. Another long summer's evenings, sleeping in your tent and just going, as the fella said, go that extra step, put your nice little campfire outside it. Yeah? And just have your old chat or a cup of tea or whatever. So
can we go camping?
Me and you will not be going camping.
Why?
Because I got a family to think about.
One night.
Just I tell you what, if I'm not there, start it out me out.
No, I think you're afraid of it or something like that.
Afraid of what camping?
You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy hanging out with me.
Dean, I wouldn't be like the kind of what you call it. Let's say I wouldn't be intending camping in the freaky places that you're probably thinking about.
What freaky places?
Are you one of these fellas that likes to try weird weird places to go to, like mountains and.
What's wrong with a mountain?
Probably next thing I'm going to hear about now. Dean is climbing down such a mountain. What mountain is that? He's up there, but he can't get down. Who's gonna help him get down? A tent? No, I wouldn't. I actually know somebody. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he went to. He actually went to Craic, Patrick. Him and his son. Now this is a good while ago. Could be 10 or 12 years ago. And he actually brought a tent because he's say through the years, he was sort of lad that love. He used to love, say, like the tents or fishing and stuff like that. There, he didn't mind like staying away for a night or so. I mean,
Yeah, like you.
he wouldn't stay away. No, I wouldn't do that, honestly. He wouldn't stay away for weeks and stuff like that. But and this particular night, he went to climb Patrick, so he brought his tent with him. Yeah, him and the young lad. They just decided to stay away for the night, which was probably nice for them. It was something they wanted to do. But they set the tent up sort of 3/4 ways up in Patrick. If you know the first step mountain, you have sort of bushes and trees there at the first bit of it. So he set the tent up there, and in the middle of the night, there was something beating up the sides of the tent.
Some what?
And something was beating the sides of the tent.
Like, okay.
They were in the tent.
Wasn't the wind?
No, it was actually raining.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the rain or the wind, no.
Okay, yeah.
There was something beating the side of the tent. But I don't think he had a big lot of fear in him because he was on a holy mountain. And of course that gave him strength and courage, didn't it?
What did he think was beating on the side of it?
Well, he didn't get out to look. Would you? Would you cover your head or would you?
I was camping before in a place called the Okavango Delta in Botswana.
Whoa, Dean, hold it for 1 second. Could you explain that in English to me, please?
So there's a river in Angola called the Okavango River.
Right.
And that runs into another country from Angola into Botswana.
Right.
And it creates this big swamp area about the size of Spain. It's called the Okavango Delta. It's where all the big animals are in Botswana.
Very dangerous.
Why?
I've seen it one night on TV.
Why is it dangerous?
Well, you said it's full of big animals.
So what's wrong with that?
Well, is all animals kind?
Is all animals cruel?
Are they?
What do you mean, any kind?
Right, first of all, what animals were in there?
Lions.
Now, are you afraid of a lion?
So...
Dean, I asked you a question. Are you afraid of a lion?
I'm afraid of a hungry lion.
No, how do you know if he's hungry or not?
Until he come in and eat you.
I was going to say, how do you know he's hungry until he eats you?
Yeah.
So would you be afraid of him then?
If he was hungry, yeah. If he was hungry, I wouldn't be there.
So if he wasn't hungry...
It's grand.
So if you look at a lion...
Yeah.
And he's growling at you...
If you've got time to look at a lion, he's not hungry.
So you are afraid of a lion then?
A hungry lion.
Are you actually telling me you know about lions?
I'm saying to you, if you see a lion and the lion sees you,
Dean,
and
are you
he's
an expert
hungry,
in lions?
you don't. Your next breath is your last breath.
Yeah, but supposing this lion was he was like thinking like a fox. Foxes are very smart, you know, very intelligent.
He's a lion.
Yeah,
he's not thinking like a fox.
No, but he might think like a fox. He might say, "Look, if I keep showing an angry face here, these guys are going to run.
Yeah,
but if I keep the smooth face, they're going to wait, and then I'm going to eat them."
Right.
How about that? How about that one?
I like it. I like the way I like the way you were thinking.
So
I like the way you were thinking.
Are you actually professional? Are you actually professional in this in the line of lines?
Yeah, very good. So anyway, we'd be in the Okavango Delta, and there'd be wild animals. The whole place is.
You were actually there, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
So we were camping there. Went with my cousin. We went to the Kalahari and we went to different places. In southern Africa, Botswana, Namibia, blah blah. Anyway, so camping out in the Kalahari. No, camping out in Botswana in the Okavango Delta.
Sure that wasn't a dream you had, Dean?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was amazing. So we're camping out in the Okavango Delta. Yeah. And you're sitting around the fire at night and you're telling all the stories and all that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Great crack.
You were trying to be a traveller.
Trying to be a traveller, exactly. And you could see what the attraction would be to sit out around the fire. Everyone knows what it's like to sit out around the fire on a nice warm night.
Not everyone,
and you see the stars.
Not
everybody, but anybody who's done it, I think they get it. Yeah,
right. Go on. It's a great feeling, kind of thing.
Lovely feelings, freedom. There's a bit of a fire, looking at the stars, and
and it sort of creates conversation as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's great for storytelling and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're sitting there, and now at this time, we probably have a drink or two, and you're talking
alcohol, basically.
Yeah. You're talking, just to loosen up the vibe a little bit. So you're talking there, and anyway, just these hyenas walking around us, around the campfire.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you know.
Were they traveller hyenas?
Yeah. How would you know a traveller hyena?
You tell me what.
He'd be carrying
I've never seen a hyena and I might see a traveller hyena.
Carrying a crowbar. So there's hyenas walking around you. Anyway, we go off to bed. Now, you're hearing all the noises of all the wild noises.
When you went to bed?
When you're awake, when you go to bed, all the time. Like hippos, hyenas, lions,
Yes.
elephants. You can
And
hear
you're
all
in
them.
a tent.
It's pitch dark,
And you're just in a tent.
and you're in a tent.
So
Yeah,
was it a good few you there, though?
there was like 3 of us. Me and my cousin.
that
and
all?
me and my cousin and his wife and 2 kids.
So basically, you had no one to hide behind then.
No to hide behind. No, I went to bed with my runners on just in case. So anyway, I go to bed.
That didn't give the rest of them good hope. You have your runners on, ready to run.
Do you know that joke? Your man's putting his runners on, and he goes, "What are you putting your runners on?" And he goes, "I can see a lion over there." And he said, "You won't outrun the lion." He goes, "I don't have to outrun the lion. I just have to outrun you."
Yeah.
So anyway, go to bed.
I think I heard that one, yeah.
Go to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. Like it gets bright at 6 o'clock, so about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm dying to go to the toilet.
Are you serious?
I pull down the zip. I pull down.
Listen, I don't want no. I don't want no. What do you call it? No details.
pull down the zip on the tent.
Oh, zip the tent.
Yeah. And I look outside, and there's an elephant, like
Looking at you.
literally there, not like 5 foot away or 10 foot away.
So
like
what was it? Elephant versus elephant.
elephant versus gorilla, literally right there, like a foot away from me. So I just zipped the tent back up and back into the sleeping bag.
So what else are you
You're
gonna do?
in the wild. You're in the wilderness.
So are elephants dangerous?
Elephants are dangerous, but elephants are only dangerous one if you're in between them and their kids, or if they're making love out in the middle of the street and you come up, you bump onto them. You know what I mean? That you drive up onto them.
You'd be a bit stupid now. You couldn't see 2 elephants in front of you. Do you know now?
Yeah, but you might turn a corner and there's 2 elephants. One fell on top of another.
No, we don't need the details, Dean. Were you going to get? Would you?
But that's when they're the most
Would you get
dangerous.
turned around fast enough to get away? You would.
You just stick it in reverse. Like if you see an elephant like that in the middle of the road,
Yeah.
you're gone. You don't have time to turn around. You're in reverse. Elephant
And you
can
put
run.
out the zip of the tent. He was staring at you.
He was staring into me, so I just zipped the back up.
So do you think this elephant
Back
knew
into
there
the
was someone
sleeping
in there? I know it sounds like a human question, like, but
Ah.
do you think this elephant knew there was someone in there?
Yeah, but I wasn't a threat to him. You know what I mean?
You just
I just felt like that. I literally pulled the zip down.
he was there looking
Looked
at you.
out. He's just looking at me, and I just went zip. I'm back in the bed. But you're in the wild. So the danger.
So if you were stupid and did not about elephants, you
If I
you would have went
screamed or
out.
anything like that, you could probably
You would get beaten.
you were in trouble. Like
You
an
were
elephant
getting,
would just
you were getting trunked all over the place.
yeah. So I think the point is that it's only as dangerous as it's in your head. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could have panicked. I could have freaked out there. Like I've seen lions in the wild, elephants, hippos. If you freak out,
Dean, can I ask you one question?
yeah.
No, this is why are you so stupid to go to a place like that?
Oh, it's unbelievable, man. I could
Unbelievable.
ask you the same thing
Of
about
course
Crow
it's
Patrick.
unbelievable, because I can't
get
believe-
a lot from it.
It is unbelievable. I can't believe that you actually went there.
I can't believe that you go and climb Crow
But I
Patrick.
feel safe going there.
And I feel safe going into the wilderness of
We're a crowd of wild animals.
yeah.
There's nothing safe about that.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I have to make an advisory here in case anyone has listened today. Please don't listen to Dean Scurry because what he's doing here is very, very dangerous.
So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you now. Unless you've experienced it, don't talk about it.
Serious?
Yeah, it's the most
The
powerful
way that
feeling.
you're I'm only joking, but the way you're telling me, I wouldn't want to be there.
Why?
Because you wake up and an elephant stared into your face, number one.
Yeah. There's
And just
hyenas
behind-
walking around you.
There's hyenas walking around there. Hyenas or high heels, or whatever you call them.
Hyenas is how you
Right.
say it.
Then there's lions chasing them and all.
Yeah.
So what else is out there?
So
Obviously, there's more wild animals.
it's full of wild animals. And there's no fences. There's nothing stopping them from coming over to you.
Dean, what put it into your mind to just even go there in the first place?
That's the real world. That's
I
wilderness.
can almost guess that you come up with this, did you?
That's the wilderness.
The wilderness.
Yeah.
But what good is the wilderness if you put your life in danger?
Sure, I'm here, Emily.
Yeah, you're there by the grace of God, and you should start thanking Him.
Yeah, but you're taking risks as well. Climbing Crow Patrick is a risk. You could snap your ankle.
Yeah, but you still make it home. Like you get home.
Well, I went to South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia, and I made it home. And it was safe.
So if I ask somebody, would you rather go out into the woods, knowing that there's full of wild animals
Yeah.
who will attack and eat you? Okay.
But no, I've never been eaten by a wild
Dean,
animal.
you never, because look at you're not the prettiest face out there. Let's put it that way. So I think your face actually saved you.
No, Martin, I'm serious. Like, all joking aside, it was probably it is. It's the most connected you would feel to the wilderness.
Yeah, but you had no protection, had you?
I did have had
A tent with a zip.
He had a tent with a
What
zip.
the heck? How is that protection?
So here's another one.
Should that elephant run through a wall? Never mind a tent.
He'd run through a jeep.
Yeah,
So here's another one, right?
yeah.
And sometimes you just have to give it over to the world, yeah, and just go, I'm all right here. Here's another one. So you wake up in the morning, and we have like a 4x4, and on the back of it we have a trailer, and in the trailer is all our stuff, all our food, water.
Was it a trailer or a caravan now? Was it a trailer? I know how you used to call it a caravan trailer years ago.
This is a trailer now, right?
So it's modern. It's like a buggy for hound stuff. Yeah.
This is so in the back of the trailer is all our stuff, all of our food, clothes, chairs, water, the whole lot. So every morning we open this up, we take out our table, we set it for breakfast, we take out the breakfast, we sit down and we have breakfast. Yeah. So this one morning we done it. I took out the table. I went to put the table down beside where the fire is. I turned back and there's a baboon about the size of you sitting in the trailer with teeth about 8 inches long, big sharp canine teeth like this.
A baboon? What's a baboon?
Well, it looks like you with big long teeth.
Come on,
and
Dave, give me
it's
a break.
honestly, Martin,
So he looks like I look like a monkey, do I? Is that what you're saying?
you look like an ape. He'd be a
An
little bit smaller than you, right?
Yeah.
Martin looks like a silverback gorilla, okay? So baboon is a little bit smaller, but this was a big male
Right.
baboon. Literally your size, sitting in the back of the trailer, eating our breakfast,
Dean,
our
it
Rice
sounds-
Krispies. Now,
It sounds like half human, does it?
oh, it's unbelievable.
It
So,
sounds like,
where do you think we came
sounds
from?
like he was smarter than you anyway, because why? He was eating your breakfast.
yeah. But if you look at evolution, that's where we came from. So it was like looking at a wild version of a human.
Serious?
Sitting. Unbelievable.
So you were definitely shocked.
Well, kind of a little bit.
Was there a door on
I
the
didn't realise it was there for a second.
Was there a door on the trailer? No.
He had the door on the trailer up. He was sitting in the trailer. This was like not like a trailer. It was like not like a trailer. What you're thinking about?
There's something to step into, is it? Like?
No, just something that you pack all your gear into.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know what I mean? With a lid on it. So he had the lid up. Well, I opened
So
the
a
lid.
tow trailer, yeah.
And he got into it, and he was sitting there on top of all our food, eating
Like
our
you
food.
could call it a small builder's trailer. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's sitting in it, eating all our food.
Did he make no noise or nothing? Or was
No
he?
noise at all. I turned around. I didn't even
So
realise
maybe he
he
was
was
all night
there.
in there, was he?
What?
Maybe he was in there all night.
He could have been there all night. No, it was locked up at night. We opened up in the morning.
All right, sorry.
So
yeah.
at night, when you finished your fire, you get rid of all your food so baboons don't come around.
Tidy up stuff, yeah.
Put everything in the bins, lock it all away. So first thing in the morning, we got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, open up the trailer, take the table out, take the chairs out, go back to get some breakfast, some coffee and rusks and all that type of
Whatever,
stuff.
yeah.
So he's sitting there on top of all our food.
Drinking your coffee.
Now I probably didn't even notice him because I wasn't expecting to see it. So I turned around and I'm just looking at this thing,
Shocked.
speechless, shocked.
But did you know there was someone in this part of where you are?
Well, I knew we were in wilderness because the night before I'd seen an elephant and hyenas, and I've heard lions and hippos all night.
Right.
So I'm looking at this thing, and I remember my cousin said to me, he said, look, if you see baboons, especially the big male aggressive ones,
Yeah.
just make your body as big as you can, grab something like a stick and just go, "Rah!" like that.
Serious?
Yeah. And then he'll look at you like you're a tick and he'll walk away.
And what happened?
He looked at me like I was a tick.
So what did you do?
He walked away and I sat down and had breakfast.
So you did make yourself big.
Yeah, he
enough,
made a
right?
big, huge noise like that. And like kind of walked towards him a little bit. Not too far.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Supposing that plan didn't work. And you got your runners on.
There was no plan B. The runners was on. There was no plan B. Plan A is
What
make
the
yourself as
heck?
big and as scary as possible.
Well, the first thing I'd be doing is closing the door behind him.
There was no door. We were all out in the open. There was no in. I couldn't get into anything. My tent was taken down.
So if he hit the side to way around,
Yeah.
you were in serious trouble then.
We probably could have gotten into the Jeep and closing the door. Yeah.
Did you ever hear anything about baboons or how they react or how they fight or anything like that?
Oh yeah, sure. Me niece was at a border in between I think Zambia and Zimbabwe, and she got bitten by a baboon.
Serious?
Yeah, she had to go and get tetanus and all that.
Ooh.
So it's wilderness. It doesn't mean it's dangerous.
Right.
It is wilderness.
Dean, come on now. Look,
I'm serious, man.
has to be dangerous.
I've been about 10 times in the last 20 odd years. Okay, and I hadn't had one.
in the same place.
Well, all over Southern Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Mozambique, the whole
But
lot.
do you do a bit of research on these places before you go there?
Yeah, but like you can't. No matter how much research you do, you can't know what animals are going to be there. They're wild. They'll be wherever they
Is there
want
not
to be.
different parts of the world where there's different types of animals? No.
Yeah, so in Southern Africa, you'd have all what we consider like the African animals, you know, like the big five: elephants, lions, hippos, blah, 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 buffaloes, all that type of stuff.
Tell me something. Did you ever get a rap for a kangaroo?
No, I've seen a fella
No, I was wondering what happened, yeah.
I've seen a fella getting thumped around. I was actually in Australia and I seen kangaroos.
Serious?
Stunning. Yeah.
Did you see the...
Running along, like using their tail.
I was actually only joking, winding you up there. Did you see the clip on the, what do you call it, where the kangaroo is actually following this man? Yeah?
Trying to thump the head on him.
No, he does thump the head off him.
yeah,
He gives him a good few bangs. And he's hopping all around him, yeah?
It's mad looking, isn't it?
It's crazy, I'm telling you now. And your man made it look like he was... he made it look like he knew kangaroos and he's around them all the time.
Yeah.
The kangaroo slapped him around the place.
But like sometimes we think animals are thick. They're not thick. They're wild, but they're not thick.
So sometimes we think humans are thick as well.
Yeah,
Huh?
they're wild. They're wilder than some animals.
What are we doing here?
So I wanted to make a point when I was going around the Antrim coast, and this is the same for anywhere I've been in the world, especially in Southern Africa. The thing that made it, like you've got the wilderness and the openness and the mountains and, you know, up in Antrim we had the sea and all this type of stuff. The thing that made it was the people.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I go
They
to
made the
Africa,
mountain, did they?
the thing is the people. You can see all the great sights in the world.
So, you know this place you're now doing, we're not going to stay on live about Africa, okay? Another part you were in Africa, yeah?
Yeah.
Was there many people around there?
Yeah, loads.
Loads of people.
Well,
On the grounds where you were based with the tents, where you were camped.
when we were camped, there was us. This is a good story. There was us and another fella. I don't know where he was from, German fella or something like that. He had his tent and he had a little gas powered fridge beside his tent, and he didn't put it in his trailer at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And about halfway through the night,
Gone.
a hyena came in and picked the fridge up. Like it's one of those fridges you have in your bedroom. Picked the fridge up with his mouth and ran into the bush.
Serious?
Yeah, man got up, started screaming, no gun or anything like that, and ran into the bush after the hyena.
You didn't.
And we had to put him in a headlock and go, where do you think you're going? You're going in there, but you're never coming back out.
Yeah, I'm so killed.
Yeah. We were going, it's a fridge, brother. Relax. It costs 200 quid.
What the heck?
But he was like, he's after taking me fridge. And he said, he'd take your arm off if you go in
Take
after
more
him.
than his fridge was around him, yeah.
Look,
So he wasn't
they're
the most
wild, but
sensible.
they're not
guy-
stupid.
I was going to say he
And if you
wasn't the
push them,
most.
they'll push back.
He wasn't the most sensible fella now to be in the doing what he was doing.
I just think he was a bit angry that this, stupid animal grabbed his precious fridge.
Yeah, but would you not know? Like, would instincts not tell you? Like, hold on for a second.
Well, obviously
If I
his
go in there-
instincts weren't tuned
If I
in.
go there and getting whipped for all I'm worth,
We had to tell him. We had
I
to
bet
go,
like an Egypt.
brother, that'll be the last thing you do.
So he wasn't there. He was following that fridge.
Yeah, he was going in, yeah.
What?
I'm sure loads of people do. Loads of people do stupid things all the time.
Well, you done. You went out to Africa in front of
Yeah.
in the middle of a load of wild animals.
So I want to make the point, and going back to it again, the best thing about going to Africa, the best thing about the Antrim coast, the best thing about going sailing was the people we met.
Very good.
Always lovely, always friendly.
But sure, that's the thing about almost everything, like, isn't it?
But we went to this part of our island, up in Northern Ireland, which we're told for years, don't go up there and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
The nicest people we met. And we met people from all over Antrim, all over
But
Northern
Dean,
Ireland, all over
judging
Scotland.
judging by the few podcasts we have done already, yeah, you seem to be told a lot of things, a lot of places not to go. Don't go here, don't go there. But yet you're allowed to mix with wild animals. How's that? I can't work that one out, can you?
Would you not do it?
No, I wouldn't. I don't want to be around wild animals.
Would you not go? Where in the world would you think I'd like to go there? You're 50 years of age, Martin, right? You don't have an awful lot left time, right?
Yeah.
Where would you like to go in the world?
If you don't mind me saying, can you not putting a timer on me, please? I'd say I'd love to go to San Giovanni. Did you ever hear of San Giovanni?
No, where's that?
It's out where
San
Padre,
Giovanni.
yeah, where Padre Pio came from.
Oh, very good. Is this another pilgrimage spot?
Oh man, I'd love that. Yeah, honestly.
You're full of pilgrimages, isn't you?
Well, that's my life sort of.
That's what you're into.
Yeah, of course. Sure, you're into mixing with wild animals. So I'm entitled to mix with a saint. Padre Pio, he's a saint.
A mate of mine listened to this podcast and he said to me it was inspiring and humbling that how I don't know if the word religious is the right word, but just how much faith you had.
How much faith I had.
Yeah. He's around a similar age to you, and he said to me, he said, I really enjoyed listening to the podcast, but the thing that really grabbed me was the amount, the faith that Martin had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for that. Because if I didn't have faith, I have nothing.
If you didn't have faith,
no, not if we didn't have the faith, we had nothing.
If you didn't have faith, you'd have to crawl on your hands and knees.
If we didn't have faith, I had the corona.
What did you use? I don't know why I'm using this accent. What did you use to climb the mountain? I used me faith.
Come on, Dave.
That's a cracker.
You sound a bit like Tommy, what do you call him there? Tommy
Tiernan.
Tommy Tiernan.
There's that old joke. Me mate, this fella sitting at the liffey, and he's screaming, "Me mate's in the river," and the guard comes along and jumps in. And he goes, I couldn't find your mate. Oh no, it's all right, it's here, me sandwich.
Dry joke.
That was good.
Yeah. You asked me where I would like to go, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, San Giovanni.
San Giovanni, I'd like to go to Fatima. Fatima's another lovely place.
Fatima Mansions?
Important, no, well, that's in Dublin. I'm talking about Fatima.
Would you not go to Fatima Mansions now?
Fatima I actually was down, I often borrowed cars down there, you know.
Did you, yeah?
Yeah, I'll scrap cars. Did
you get that scrap car?
No, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We're not talking about that now, no?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not telling people where it is.
If you tell people where it is now, even without
by this time it's gone.
No, but even by the time this is released, it'll be gone.
So you want to go to Fatima?
Fatima is...
Take a step back. San Giovanni, Padre Pio.
Padre Pio, Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful spot.
Is that where he's from?
Did you ever know the Padre Pio was in, say, we call him, back years ago, we called him a convent, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. They moved him to another part of Italy when he got a bit sick.
Okay.
And the reason they moved him was for the fresh air. And the ear, the freshness of the air.
Yeah, like the mountain air or something like that.
It was up high on the hills, yeah. And it actually brought him back to good health again.
For how long?
Well, he lived for 87 years of age.
Did he, yeah?
Yes.
And what age was he when he got sick?
He was 50. He had, the stigmata, the Prince of Our Lord in his hands.
Yeah.
And his feet.
Wow.
He had that for 50 years.
I was going to curse there. I was going to go...
don't curse.
I was going to say holy something.
Holy Padre Pio.
Holy Padre Pio. Holy stigmata.
When he died, when he passed away, they immediately left. The wounds left his hands and feet immediately.
Now, you believe that.
Yeah, I do.
But that's not a superstition.
No.
As opposed to superstitions like don't walk underneath a ladder. There's a different level of belief.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing human about a ladder, is there?
No, but I think some stuff you can take and leave, but your faith is your faith.
Did you ever hear the word bilocation?
I did.
What does it mean? I know what it means. I'm asking
two places at once.
What?
Something's in two places at once.
Oh, good man, Dean. Yeah, Padre Pio had bilocation.
Where was he? He was in Fatima and Fatima Mansions.
Three different places at one time.
Where?
Well, I can't say exactly where.
Exactly where. So this was one of the miracles.
On 3 different holy grounds.
Oh, so was this one of the miracles?
It was a miracle. Sure, of course, it's a miracle. Sure, how can it not be a miracle?
What I'm saying is that you don't even believe that. That's just your faith.
I don't believe that.
No, I'm not saying you don't believe it. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying beyond believing it, this is your faith.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I do believe that. Because people give their testimonies on this. And them testimonies were like, say, investigated into. They don't just say something and just believe it because someone said it.
I'm not even asking that. I'm saying beyond believing it, you know this.
In what sense do I know it? Like
you know it.
I know it because I believe. Because I believe it.
Okay.
Why should I doubt it?
I think even more than believing it, you know it. This is something that. So some people believe in ghosts.
He was one of the most powerful and greatest saints. One of them. Now, there's a lot.
Yeah.
He was one of the most powerful and greatest saints that ever lived.
And you know that. Yeah. That's like truth, fact.
Yeah.
For you.
Yes.
Like what I'm saying is, some people believe in ghosts, but they've no way of proving it.
Ghosts now is completely different now, aren't we? We're talking about a different thing there.
Well, we could be, but we're talking about.
I was talking about saints. You asked me where a place where I'd like to go. And who cares? Why would I go there? Is because of the reason I told you was kind of Padre Pio being from there. And he is one of my favourite saints. One of them. I have a few favourite saints. And so that brings us back to what we're talking about.
So where's the place?
In San Giovanni, Italy.
San Giovanni, Italy.
Yeah.
And where's the other place? Fatima?
Fatima is where Our Lady appeared to the three little shepherds. It's in Portugal.
Ah, okay.
Beautiful spot. So half the world knows about it.
Have you been there?
No, that's why I said to you, I'd love to go there.
And have you been to? You haven't been to San Giovanni?
I haven't been to San Giovanni. I haven't been. Now, Saint Therese, she died at 23 years of age. But yet, she never left the convent. Never. But she became one of the most, not fame. Fame is not to do with this. She became one of the most well-known and most powerful saints throughout the whole world.
For what?
For her miracles.
What were they?
Healing people, answering prayers, answering requests, you name it. And she never left the convent. 23 years old.
So people come to her?
No. Nobody, when I say nobody knew her. How she became a saint was, she writ her own diary. Everything she done throughout her entire life, she writ the diary.
So she would have done...
So she had 3 more sisters in this, became nuns also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would spend a lot of their lifetime with her because they're in the same convent. You see? So everything she done, she was actually suffering. She had her tuberculosis she had.
Yeah.
That's a hard word to say. Say tuberculosis.
TB.
That's the
Tuberculosis.
Short. That's the short for it. Yeah. And she never complained about it. And one of the nuns was always doubting her. They thought she was like having self-pity for herself.
Yeah. But
what happened was, when Saint Therese was, now she's only 23 years of age, when she was dying, she all the nuns came in and gathered around her, yeah, and the other nun, the nun that was doubting her, she was like what do you call a matron, is it? She'd be higher than her basically.
Okay.
She sort of tell them what to do and what not to do, kind of thing. And when she seen her leg was actually damaged because of it. And when she seen the damage to her leg, she instantly cried, and she left the room and went and she begged for forgiveness for actually doubting what she was going through.
She hadn't seen the leg before.
No.
She was doubting. Now, your woman didn't show her.
No, she wouldn't show her because she wasn't looking for sympathy.
Saint Teresa didn't show her.
That's right. She wasn't looking for pity, you see.
Yeah.
So
she had this TB in her leg.
She bared her pain.
Yeah.
And she kept between herself and God.
Wow.
That was powerful, wasn't it?
That's, yeah.
At 23 years of age. But when the older nun then, the older matron, she's seen it, call her a matron, say, they're a superior, they call them, yeah? They're a nun that has power over them, as you call it, if you like. When she seen this then, she left the room, she cried, and she begged for forgiveness for the doubt that she had.
So Saint Teresa, before she was a saint, she was a nun, and she was in this convent, and she was doing healings.
Lisieux, at this moment, has one of the biggest cathedrals, in France. And we went there, and it's absolutely beautiful. Say if you before you as you're approaching into the Lisieux town, yeah, the little village, there's lines drew, like blue lines, drew on the roads, directing you the whole way completely to the cathedral, and then there's another coloured line, say yellow for instance, that directs you to her house where she lived.
Okay.
You don't see this. This is absolutely phenomenal, beautiful. And so, in other words, you drive into the village, at the very start of the village, you'll see blue lines and yellow lines. And it tells you, there's like a sign on the side of the road there. It'll tell you follow the blue line. That'll bring you to the big cathedral. Massive it is. So the yellow line, if you're driving basically, will bring you directly straight to where she lived.
So see the way you see this with that amount of faith and understanding and passion. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the way I would see, say, the wilderness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
No, the wilderness doesn't make no sense to me.
But that stuff does.
This does, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's where you.
Because it's life.
Well, wilderness is life.
It is, but it's animal. It's not human.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like. I love humans. I'm fascinated by humans, but I'm just as fascinated by animals.
Like, I love humans too, but some of them gives me a very hard time.
Yeah. But I'm fascinated by animals and wilderness as well.
No, that's not me, to be honest.
Because it depends on what you think. Like, if you believe in Charles Darwin and evolution, we came from animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what you think or that's what you believe. Yeah. That we came
some
from
people,
that.
Yeah, but some people don't go back that far. Some people haven't got that kind of an interest to sort of research or go back into them kind of things.
Yeah, and some people don't have an interest in terms of going back to research about holy stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff.
Yeah, I understand that also.
Like,
yeah,
you're really into that stuff.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
I know loads of people who are really into it, but I know just as many people who aren't.
But
into
don't
it.
forget, like for instance, say right, I'm going to Lourdes in a couple of weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I know when I go to Lourdes in about 4 weeks, there's going to be thousands of people there, and also they're from all over the world, not just come from one country or one place. So what does that tell you?
Well,
tell you that is a powerful and strong faith out there.
Yeah, but if I go to Botswana, it'll be the same. There'll be thousands of people from all over the world there as well.
Don't you told me a while ago there was only 3 in the woods. Where's the thousands?
in this little bit.
Did they all run when they seen the elephant?
Funny.
So
come here, I had
it's
a question
complete
there.
different thing altogether.
I had a question there, right? It's only different because of what you believe in.
It's not just different.
Don't
it's
be
better.
knocking what I believe in.
Look, do you want me to knock what you believe in? Yeah.
Go on then.
It's different because, as I said earlier on,
because what?
It's different because we're dealing with humans here. We're not dealing with animals.
Yeah, I see the difference, but I also see the similarities.
Like, don't get me wrong, a human can go out to the airport there and book his ticket and get on a plane. Did you ever see a dog or an elephant booking a ticket and getting on a plane to go to what's the name? Botswana? What's the name of it? You in your forest that you can't even pronounce the name of. Huh?
Yeah.
Coming across as intelligent thing to me, is it?
Tuberculosis.
Huh? What was the name of it? Yeah, try to say that word.
Botswana. The Okavango
Botswana.
Delta.
I heard that river one time. It's actually a big... did you just say a swamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a clip of that on the, what do you call it? On the TV there a while back.
I seen
a bit of
clip.
interested.
I seen it. What?
The reason I had no interest because I couldn't make out the name.
I seen a clip of Fatima, but it was Fatima Mansions.
Fatima Mansions.
So I wanted to ask you a question there, right? Do you believe in ghosts?
Ghosts. When I say do I believe in them?
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, right? This is going to be a sort of a silly one to say because I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
But yet I know they're out there. So how do you make that one out? Because I can't.
You don't, was it? So you don't believe in ghosts, but you know they're out there.
Yeah.
That makes
that's strange,
absolutely
no sense.
No sense.
I know that. So that's why you're gonna answer. Bring the sense out of it. Where's the sense in it?
You don't believe in them. So how do you know they're out there?
Because I've heard a few people telling me they've seen ghosts. So I know they're out there.
So you believe what anybody tells you?
I don't believe in you, but I know you're out there.
I believe in...
I have no belief in you at all whatsoever. But I know you're out there. So what does that tell you?
I believe in love.
So, is that not the same answer? No.
You don't believe in me, but you know I'm out there.
Yeah, do you know these guys? Yeah, I know these guys. I know he's there, but I don't believe in him. I don't believe a word comes out of his mouth.
I want to explore this. I want to talk about this for a second.
That was a silly, complicated answer, wasn't it?
Very silly, complicated answer.
Yeah.
You don't believe in ghosts. That's option A. Option B, but you know they're out there.
Yes.
No, Martin. No,
so,
no
I'll tell
yes
you what.
in that.
I had something there a minute ago I was going to say to you about... This is going to be... this is a tough one now because it's a bit solid, the fellow would say, right. Do I believe in God? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I also know he's there.
Yeah.
Right. Do you believe in the devil? No, I don't believe in him, but I know he's there. So it's really the same thing. Because anyone that doesn't believe that hell doesn't exist obviously they're fooling themselves.
Right.
Without.
So you don't believe the
do
devil?
Do you believe in heaven or hell? Tell me that. Now, I'm asking you that question.
Do I believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah.
I think, here's what I think now, right? Now, if I say this stuff, just because it's not what you believe, let me say it.
Out.
I'm not getting kicked out. Let me say it, right? I don't believe in heaven or hell as in the traditional way that I was explained to me when I was in, say, confirmation or communion or in school.
Right.
So listen to what I'm saying first.
Yeah.
I believe that heaven and hell is here on earth. Both of them together.
Yeah, I've often heard it saying you're going through hell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from there, and I'm very sorry for your troubles. What I was saying, do you believe in hell?
I believe.
Same question again.
I believe heaven and
this
hell are
is where
here.
it all gets stupid, doesn't it? When you have to ask the same question 2 or 3 times.
So my answer is I believe heaven and hell are here.
Right.
I think you can.
Do you believe there's a hell down there?
Down where?
Do you believe in it? No.
Down where?
Below.
Below what?
Below the earth. Miles, hundreds of miles down below the earth.
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay, right. Do you believe in heaven?
No.
Now, we're not asking you to convince anybody here. We're just simple,
no. You're asking me.
chat.
I'm saying to you, no, I don't believe
You don't believe in heaven?
No.
So do you believe on staying on earth for how many years?
For as long as you're alive?
Yes.
Do I believe?
So where do you go when you pass away, when you're dead?
Here's where I think it is.
Yeah.
Where was I before I was here?
I think you're crazy.
No.
You don't believe in heaven and earth.
Well, answer the question. Where was I before I was here?
Well, they said from dust you have become, and from dust you shall return.
So I'm going from dust back to dust.
Back to dust,
So that's
yes.
where I was.
Yeah, but do you believe you have a soul?
I believe I have a soul. That's a different question now.
So what about the difference of your soul and your body? What do you think of that?
My body is here on this physical earth.
Yes.
And when I go back to dust, my soul...
We'll go to where?
It will be...
No, come on, you're stuck
it
for
will go to the same place it was
You're
before.
stuck for answers. Where will your soul go
Listen,
to?
here's the answer.
If you believe you have a soul, where do you think it's going to go when you die?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Where would you want it to go?
I'll go back to the same place it was.
Would you want it to go to heaven?
Go back to the same place it was before I was here.
Right. Would you want it to go to heaven?
If I was in heaven before here, yes.
But you don't believe in heaven. If you don't believe in heaven, you're going nowhere.
Where am I going then?
You don't know where you're going, because I asked you were you going to hell, you said no.
Oh, here's the question.
I said, were you going to heaven, you said no. I said, you're going to stay here on earth? No.
Wherever I was before I was here. Wherever I was before I was here. Where were you? Where was your soul before it was here?
You see, the thing about it is, we don't have a soul until we're born.
Oh, okay. So that's what you believe.
We're born with a soul, yes.
And that's what you believe. So, and
Yes.
I believe I believe. Here's what I believe. There's a slight difference.
Do you think a soul and a body came together?
I believe that the soul exists before the body, then we're in our body, and then we go back to our soul.
Yeah?
That's what I believe.
No, I don't think so.
No, I know. This is not whether or not you think so or not.
Yeah, it is what I think.
But it's what I believe.
Yeah, but what you believe doesn't...
But I could say...
I'm entitled to my opinion.
But your beliefs are different. Your beliefs and opinions are two different things.
Yes, but it's my beliefs that makes you give me my opinion.
No, it's not.
It's my belief that makes me give you my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I... what was that one? If I want your opinion, I'll kick it into you.
Yeah, or there's another one where it's a matter of an opinion.
Yeah.
Where your opinion doesn't matter.
What was the other one? Arseholes that like opinions. Everybody has them.
Yeah, leave it out.
Leave it out.
Anyway, Dean, take a break.
That was nice. That last bit was nice. I know that can be difficult when we're talking about beliefs and faiths and religions.
It's difficult when you actually get to ask that question and you had 3 options, you didn't pick none of them. So I'm wondering, do you even exist?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 9
Whoa!
of Traveller and a Countryman. This is my favourite so far.
2 bleeding Egypts.
2 dopes. We got to...
So are we finishing up, Dean, now? Yeah.
We got to let loose and have a bit of crack. Talk about loads of random stuff. I want to keep in the bit that we're going to do, sayings, slaggings and superstitions. If you have any out there, send them in to us and we'll have a chat about them.
Yeah, very good.
Anyway, well done.
Cheerio, boys.
See you now. Take care, girls.
Come on, that's it.
So that's us for this episode, Traveller and a Countryman podcast. If you like it, let us know, share it around, and so we'll see you on the road.